Hi guys, welcome to the video. As you can see from the title, we're going to go through changing industries in your career. So I've done that now 3 times, or changed sort of what type of industry I want to go into. So started off with chemical engineering, went into sort of financial services, and then now into software engineering. So I'm going to tell you how to successfully do that, and sort of the steps that I went through that helped ease me when I was changing industries, sort of when I wanted to go for a new job. Yeah, so if you're right at the beginning of the process, the best thing to do is just to be open-minded, and not afraid of that change as well. So when you are changing industries, there will be a lot of new things that sort of will be attracted your way, and it's just best to be open-minded, so it doesn't really stress you out or sort of confuse you when these new things come into your path. And of course, you need to appreciate your previous journey. Wherever industry you're coming from, you should have some transferable skills that will relate to the new industry or new job title that you're going into. This will be sort of soft skills mainly, but maybe sort of technical skills as well, depending on what type of job you had before and what type of job you're going into. You have to do some shopping and figure out what job you want to do next. So all the websites that I'm going to use in this video will be linked below. So for example, we'll start off with Prospects. So this is a really good website to figure out sort of what type of degree or qualifications will lead you on to what type of role that you're going to do next. And then there's different options as well that it gives you in terms of sort of trying to figure out what job you want to do next. And of course there's different things you could do, like go on Google and just Google jobs that sort of align with your qualities and what you're interested in. So let's go ahead with careers advice, and you can see straight away, what can I do with my degree, help with how to get a job, applying for jobs, interview tips, cover letters and CVs, and open days and events. And a cover letter is really important when you're applying to really decent jobs and professional jobs, because if you apply through a CV or those quick applications, most of the time it's a computer that's going to sort of filter through, and when you add a cover letter, this shows extra effort first of all, and again, once you're passed through the computer method, if anyone is going to read your CV and cover letter, if the competition isn't too high, then that's really important. And as I've said, with those bigger jobs, most of the time it's computed, filtering through, and then once you are in the building, that's when you make your impression. But otherwise, yes, you can look, you can align your degree or your qualifications with what type of jobs you want to do next. Okay, this is what type of industry I want to go into, or this is what type of job I'm looking for. You have to go ahead and look for this job, and you want to list this job down as one of the jobs that you're going to apply for. So you can find these jobs on gov.uk find a job, where you can go through their process on the start now and fill in your information to find that job that you want. Of course, there's Indeed as well, and you can filter your location and what type of jobs that you want on this type of website. Again, these are sort of quite basic things you'd need to find the job, but again, you'd have to filter through and then list down the ones that you want, whether it's based on your location or the exact type of role. And when you do look for jobs, it does show you sort of the skills that you need as well. So let's actually look for, let's say, if you wanted to be a software engineer in London, let's have a look at any jobs going. So then there's junior developer, gives you the salary and an outline of the job, and more information about the company. And if we look again, it's software engineering intern, and different companies will put more information on than others. For example, they're going into sort of qualifications you need. Lloyds Bank again, then personal qualifications, technical qualifications, containers, Kubernetes, AWS as well, skills with that. So then once you found those jobs, you can then apply on the company website. So I wouldn't recommend applying on Indeed or wherever the job is posted, because it's that quick application. Again, it will be filtered through, and again, most of the time on Indeed you don't get replies. I've applied to about hundreds of jobs and I've probably had one reply, and my CV is pretty decent. So yeah, you want to go onto the company's website and apply that way. Again, that's just more effort showing that you actually want the job. There are different websites that you can go ahead, not just Indeed or the basic ones. There's GradCracker, where if you're looking for a career in STEM, there's different types of jobs you can get. For example, degree apprenticeships, placements, internships, grad jobs, and you can specifically look for that type of industry as well, whether it's a manufacturing, mechanical, or if you want to do more sort of analytics, or work with computing and technology. So then you can narrow down what type of industry. And I'm sure for different types of careers that are not STEM related, or require different skills, then there will be a website similar to this. So you just have to search around to find that, and then you can find a job more suited to exactly what you want. So once you've done your research and you know what industry you want to go into and the new type of jobs you're interested in, you need to prepare for that change. So you need to gain the foundations in that industry or that job, and learn the main skills to then feel confident and believe in yourself when you get into the interviews, and you really want to sell yourself. So you want to really research what skills do I need to learn, and then learn those skills, actively learn them, don't just read about them, and really employ them on real life examples, to be best ready for those interviews, with the assessors of those jobs that you're going to apply to. Okay, so once you've narrowed down those jobs and you're ready to make those applications and you've done your preparation, to give yourself the best chance, first of all, you have to believe in yourself and be your authentic self. Because once you go into those interviews, you're showing the company, you're showing these assessors and the people in your department, when you would be at that company, you're showing them who you are as a person. And again, you've got to believe in yourself, and be your authentic self, because the job has to match yourself. You have to match the job. You have to match the company and the department and the people in that department to work to your best ability and to do your job how you want to do your job. So there's no point going in there and faking who you are, because you can't fake it forever. The real self will come out eventually. So yeah, that side, you just have to be confident in your abilities. And then something that's underrated is communicating with those people in those industries. Ask them to do a mock interview for you, or ask them what they do on a daily basis in that job, because that's when you get a real perspective of what the job is like and what the industry is like, or the company. Because when you are reading stuff online, yes, it is good to get a foundation of knowledge, or a quick overview of the company, but when you speak to people for real, that's when you understand what the company is like or the job is like, and then you can then make a decision. And this has happened to me in interviews where I've thought, oh wow, this company is amazing, I really want this job as well, because it seems like a really good job. And then I've done the interview and I think, this company is horrible, or the job just sounds horrible and boring. And like the job I've got now, I wasn't actually too interested in it, but when I went to the interview, when I met the people in my department, now I was enthusiastic and I was excited about doing this job, and it turns out the job that I wasn't interested in, your body language and your interview as well speaks for itself, because I was rejected for that job, and the job that I was interested in, which initially I wasn't, I got offered that job and now I'm taking it. So that's how much it affects your sort of your steps forward. When you enjoy where you are, you're excited about sort of the opportunity, and you have a real life perspective of that job as well. After a few months, you will get replies, some offers, some rejections, and of course those offers, you can pick and choose whichever you want, and depending on where you are in your career, you can probably negotiate your salary as well, and having those offers is a good bargaining tool for that. So if it doesn't go successfully, then you can always iterate again and look for new jobs, and apply for them, and hopefully you get them. But that's the end of the video. So good luck applying for those new jobs if that's what you're doing. And yeah, let me know down below if you are doing that and if you've been successful, if this video has helped at all. Yeah,